name's Lauren Finnegan. Welcome to 1 Million Cups at the Dallas Entrepreneur Center. I'm one of your city coordinators along with Christy. So thank you for coming and showing support every week. If you don't know much about 1 Million Cups, we're an educational program produced by the Kauffman Foundation to engage, connect, inspire, educate local entrepreneurs while helping build startups on a grassroots level. We'll have two presenters today. They'll have 6 minutes to pitch with 15-minute Q&A. And then since we are recording for our YouTube channel, we will have the microphone be passed around. So if you do have a question, please raise your hand up high, and Esther will come around and give you the mic. We can't do this without our wonderful vendors, so a very big thank you to Crew 2 for always providing delicious treats. That's right. And then Shade Tree Coffee Roasters for always keeping us caffeinated, because that's very important in 1 Million Cups. All right, well, we'd love to get started. We'll have more announcements later in the program. But first up, we have Alan from TechEdventures. So everybody, please give a warm welcome. Stand up. Big warm round of applause. We'll welcome him to the stage.
Good morning. I'm Alan Sellis from TechEdventures. TechEdventures teaches engineering and computer programming to young kids. We started on this stage 2 years ago with that slide. The time that we showed that slide, we were a young company with 13 kids and high aspirations. Now, 2 years and $300,000 of sales later, let's talk about where we've been, where we're going. TechEdventures solves a problem that shouldn't exist, but it does. The problem is that despite the obvious need for kids to grow up knowing technical skills, schools don't teach them. They're simply not available. It's a gaping hole in the economy, and it's a huge concern for parents. So while this is a social problem, we solve for clients. So who do we solve for? The number one target is savvy parents. They're motivated by a desire to give their kids an advantage in life, access to more jobs, higher incomes, better opportunities. So the solutions that we've created for our parent pool who come and subscribe directly to our classes are a network of camps and after-school classes. We're working throughout the DFW Metroplex, and we teach in person, not online. So think small groups, high quality, high touch. A place that's appropriate for the age that we specialize in, which is kindergarten through 8th grade. So that's the first client that we solve for. The next client that we solve for are schools. The schools you see in front of you aren't targets in our sales funnel. They're people that we're working with on site starting this summer and fall. We've gotten into some of the better schools in Dallas. They turn to us for a similar worry. Just like the parents, they're concerned about being competitive in a marketplace where they have to offer the best to their clients. We help them provide that. The solution that we offer schools is something that drops into their program easily. You can dial up our services by the hour and pay us, or, as many schools have done, we cost nothing to drop in, provide a service in the after-school space. In some cases, we even pay schools for access to the space. There's a lot of incentive to bring us aboard. So with that kind of problem and the kind of solution that we create, we've seen a lot of traction. We're up to about our 1,400th enrollment over the last 2 years, and revenues have been going nicely. $200,000 of trailing sales. And this is my first opportunity to publicly announce the last 2 months we broke the profitability barrier. We're profitable and cash flow positive. So if you take a look at where revenues have gone, compare year-over-year results. From Q1 a year ago to a year out, it's 170% uptick. I'm sorry we can only deliver 100% uptick from Q2. But the pace of growth that we've seen is about 25% quarter over quarter. So if we extrapolate out our first year of sales, maybe $10,000, $100K that next year. Trailing is 200, and we think we're on our way to, I don't know, being conservative with about $250K of sales. What we see though is if we keep following this trend line up, we get close to about $1.5 million by the time we hit 2018. Now that's a good starting place for us, but I'd actually like to suggest to you that we have a serious problem. And the problem is the problem that I'm pitching around. The problem is that we look like this on the map as opposed to this. The next step that we want to take is to package a curriculum that we know is high quality, repeatable, and in demand. And we want to share it first regionally and then nationally. We've already brought in our first $100,000 of angel investment, heading for another round in the fall. But with funds that we raise in the fall, we want to check some boxes that we need to in order to expand operations. There are legal fees, additional staff, and marketing to expand our scope, to truly position ourselves as the franchise opportunity that could move the needle and make a dramatic impact, both from a business standpoint, as well as the quality of education that American kids receive. So, the team that we're working with includes myself. I bring about 20 years of experience in education, PhD in curriculum, private school leadership. My last gig was running a private school just south of Palo Alto. Co-founder Roger Chang is a financial services expert with about $200 million of sales in his company. And Jim Janicki, a guy who's a company builder with exits under his belt. We have a great place to be, including full-time staff. There are competitors, and I think we just outperform them on value and quality of content. So we wanted you to be able to see what this opportunity truly looks like. Our average household spends $675 a year. If you do the math at 1.25% market penetration and a profit share back to the company, the revenues in the long term look dramatic. So meet TechEdventures. It's changing what education for kids could look like. It's where young inventors come to play. Good morning.
I'm going to open up for questions. Raise your hand high.
Friendly question or protesters in the audience?
Hey, congratulations. I believe I saw you 2 years ago, and I've seen you a few times since, but that's great news, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Perhaps it was because I was posting a picture to Twitter, but I am not clear on the ask. I understood that you're concentrated here, you would like to be further, but what exactly is the ask to us?
Right, so this deck, thank you. This deck is the second or third or fourth draft for what I want to put in front of funders. If you're going to squeeze this, I'd love critique on the deck, because I can't do it in this space, but the ask is going to be somewhere between $500,000 and $750,000 of either equity or convertible notes, et cetera, et cetera. We need to ramp up what the company does. We can't cross state lines until we do some legal compliance issues, full disclosure documents, and some additional staffing. We think we can be very profitable if we make that move. And so we're heading towards a fall fundraising round. If you're an investor, would this turn you on or turn you off? What do you like, what do you not like? That's the ask for today.
Here. So you talk about crossing state lines, and you talk about the way that you're currently operating in Texas. I know coming from the Northeast, the way that Texas schools are a bit different than up that way, and I know that you had a few cities that were up on your slide. What's the difference between Texas schools here, the way that you're currently operating, and what sort of challenges are you going to face crossing those state lines into Boulder, and there are a couple of other places that you had up there?
Well, the major challenge is regulatory. There are about a dozen states that have more demanding franchise laws than others. It's not an impenetrable barrier, it just has to be worked with. The biggest problem that we've seen, and for anyone who has a real concern with how Dallas as an ecosystem works, getting into schools as a vendor with a quality product has been almost impenetrable, and people have said, stay away from the public schools. So it's ironic. The biggest users of our services are charter schools and private schools. Schools that already have either extra resources or people who are more empowered about working the system. So the people who need this the most aren't getting it. We had a meeting a couple of weeks ago with the two heads of giving from Texas Instruments, one from the Not-for-Profit Foundation, one from corporate, And the same kind of message. It's an incredible challenge to drop down where you need it. But if you do, we can take the earnings potential of kids in neighborhoods that don't have a lot of infrastructure, pop them up by 300% for a modest investment. So that is the biggest challenges. After school and PTA spaces have the better access points. Follow on?
Yeah, to follow on to that, if the people who need it can't get it, what are you doing to get the people who do it?
So if the people who need it can't get it, what are we doing to bring it to them? So it's sort of it's a go-to-market question. Here's what we found. We began the business by popping up classes just in random spaces that we rented. People started hearing about the classes, they told their friends, and their friends told the people who ran their schools. That's how we got into the big names that you saw up on that board. So we really trust the quality of the product as part of our go-to-market. The best moment that I had was 13 months ago when I picked up my phone. It was the CEO of Uplift Education, a charter school that works in South, West Dallas, as far as Fort Worth. It's a school that only works with poor kids. And she said, I want you to bring yourself into our sphere, and what can you do for 400 kids a week to teach them engineering skills? I hung up the phone and said, yeah, let's go. So as the go-to-market question, we plant small seeds, word spreads quickly because there's simply so much demand.
So Alan, that was my follow-on. Knowing your ask, that I think that needs to be in there. Your go-to-market is not clear. If you're talking to investors, that's a great revenue potential. They want to know how you're going to get there.
Go-to-market slide. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hi, great presentation. Thank you. Your comment mentioned something that was on my mind, which is selling into public schools is perceived as such a challenge. People have tried it before. It's kind of like selling into big government. It's this, how do you do it? How have you done it so well? I think what might be missing from the presentation, or just the understanding, is what have you done differently than 100 other companies that have tried to sell into the space that has made you successful? So if I'm a potential investor, what did you figure out? How are you going about it? And if I can replicate that secret sauce of getting into public schools, then tell me, okay, our target is charter schools, and that represents this kind of market. So I think that was one piece, and then the other kind of comment is the story of what makes the experience of TechEdventures magical for the kids. Like that human element of that seemed to be to lose weight to the finance piece of your presentation.
So thank you. Let me hit the second part of the question first, and then we'll talk about the nitty-gritty, which is us in the company. We have kids sitting right now at, we're down to 2 locations. We had 5 locations at our peak running this summer. So we have kids in 2 locations. In one room, we have 3rd through 5th graders writing web pages. No drag and drop. If you want to write a web page, you got to type out HTML. On the other side of the room, we have kids designing Android apps. On another side of the same building, we have 5, 6, 7-year-olds programming robots. The kids see it as amazingly exciting. And we don't dump down our content. We push them as high and as advanced as we can. We tend to go about 4 to 5 years higher than people recommend giving this content to kids. They just jump in and do it. I think American education has dumbed itself down, and the kids hate it. If you push the bar higher, the kids enjoy it more. They go back to their parents and say, this is great. I can't get this anywhere. So that's been part of the magic. And for them, the kids are creative. They want to create. They want to see their vision played out in the world. So we give them the way of doing it. As a business itself and working with districts, the procurement system and all of that's involved in schools, I mean, I'm sure people here have seen, things where someone takes a kickback or some bizarre thing happens in bidding contracts. So, those procurement systems are there to protect public money. I believe in them. They're great. The problem is, you don't get change in a large system unless some people at the top float that political initiative. Then there's the bond issue, then there's the RFP, then there's the selection process. The amount of time that it takes to generate solutions is simply so big and complex, and that's why we started this as a for-profit company, not a not-for-profit. I did 2 decades of not-for-profits. We wanted nimble, fast decision-making, and the people that we engage with are people who can make decisions, that the ability to place us in the school is within their scope of decision-making power. And it's one thing that I learned from our time at Tech Wildcatters: don't sell to the person who cannot buy your product because they're regulated out of doing it. And that has been partly why we've had the success in penetration. We place our product for people who can actually use the services.
Have you considered licensing your program or your curriculum? That way you can cross borders faster and cheaper?
Should I do like the end zone dance on that?
Maybe.
Yeah, and that's honestly, that's what the race is about. Licensing the product is something that, again, FTC regulations won't let us do that until we file, just the appropriate disclosures. That's definitely the way to go. We think we have something that's like kryptonite here. We want to, it's powerful. We want to get it out in the marketplace. So we don't want to sit on it and be the only people who who know how it works. A definite yes. It's all about infrastructure and delivery now.
Hi, great presentation, Alan. Question on your competitive advantage.
Yeah.
You mentioned value and the quality. I'm thinking about Sylvan Learning and some of these other companies. You really have a strong point in your reputation and your ability to execute, so I would add that. But I'm thinking also about Khan Academy, the online, YouTube, a lot of people have, it's a viral type of thing. What kind of thoughts have you had about making some type of offering that's viral, or is it mainly going to be a regional placement for you to get in these other cities? Is that going to be your main point of growth?
Right, so this is probably the second slide that the deck could use. Sylvan's a great example. They're starting to add this kind of content to their tutoring centers, but with all due respect to Sylvan, it's just not high quality content. It's like, I hate to say it's so 2 years ago, but it's dead. It's not sticky. It's not the kind of quality we get. We would love to partner with a Sylvan, someone with a distribution network that can just pick up our content and roll. Someone with 1,500 distribution points. That would be great. People have asked us about doing this online, so the Khan Academy. We spoke with the dev team about what an MVP for doing our philosophy of teaching programming. So, for example, Python is a language that we believe third graders should start with. Too complicated to do, but also the learner is the center. So the way a third grader needs to learn, you gotta have somebody to talk to, you gotta have that direct connect. That's what motivates quality learning. So we will eventually get to some kind of blend. You do like a third of our content online, but you bring it into class, your mentor walks you through it, they pump you up, they keep you going. That's going to remain our model, at least in the foreseeable future.
So we have time for 2 brief questions and answers. 2.
Trying to reach and not spill the coffee, that's a challenge. So, comment on the visual aid element. I can really tell your excitement level from the presentation, and I wanted to note that I only saw maybe 1 or 2 photos of kind of the course in action of the students participating. And even right now during the Q&A, I think we should have photos of the programs. I think we're missing an opportunity to have kind of that emotional connection to supplement going further into the program itself. So that would be my recommendation. Even arguably on every slide, there should be pictures of this exciting programs in action.
Awesome, thank you, I appreciate it.
Hi, thank you. Great presentation, by the way. Got a question. How do you maintain the control when you're franchising it out? I mean, a good example, Best Western. You can go to 5 different Best Westerns and the quality is vastly different. And to follow up on that question is, isn't this all dependent upon the people that those franchisees are able to hire?
Yep, exactly. So quality controls and quality of staffing and delivery. Right now, the company is serving families and kids. So after the raise in the fall and after that kind of year of development follows out, we have to pivot. And what we have to become is the company that trains providers who are then going to supervise and make that distribution network happen. Here's the good news. We've found that there's a real critical mass of people who have the skills. Lots of college kids, lots of grad students, lots of people who are sort of in the dev world, just talking to the Dev Mountain guys about the folks that they're working with. There's a lot of talent there. Unfortunately, knowing the tech means zero as far as knowing how to teach. So, we look for special people, but I really think that the cut to the chase is the majority focus of the company from here on in, as we move beyond Dallas, providing the back end, providing the marketing, doing the quality of training that's needed, and honestly holding people accountable to their franchise agreements in delivering quality. So it's a great question.
Thank you so much. So what can the community do for you?
So the most amazing thing you can do for me, a lot of people have already done, your gut level response to the slides. The biggest and best, who do you know at Sylvan, Houghton Mifflin, Pearson Education? Who do you know at any of the places where having conversation at high level could help us impact a lot of locations on the ground? That'd be an amazing thing. If you can fill that in, we'll talk about giving you equity. Thanks, guys.
Another round of applause for
Thank you. All right, and then we encourage you to also join us on social media. We have everybody's Twitter handles up here on the board. We're #1MCDAL on Twitter as well. So we'd love for you to join the conversation. It's not too late to do so. We also have a Facebook page that has a link to our newsletter and to our YouTube channel. Every Monday we post the newsletter, and it has our today's program will be ready on Monday in that newsletter. So please subscribe to our YouTube, please subscribe to the newsletter. And then we also have a big board out by the elevator, and we'd really, really love for you to add your events and everything going on in the community. We want to share, we want this to be a wonderful place to have everybody come together, which it is, so we want to keep encouraging that. And then we have just a few more moments, I think, before he's ready, but the event board. And then if you do have any questions for Christy or me, you can come find us after the program or email us at dallas@1millioncups.com. And we can talk about how, if you want to apply to present, sponsorship opportunities, everything. So, and we are here every Wednesday. So, oh yeah, and then Emmanuel's here to give a big tour of the deck. This is your first time here. If you've never been able to check out the space, he'll be able to help you out afterwards. So that's pretty fun. All right, so just like we did before, a big round of applause. We're going to welcome Curtis from Cavalio. So everyone please stand up.
So I want to start off by saying my name is Curtis White, and my company is Cavalio Inc. And I want to thank everybody for coming, near and far, family from out of town and everybody else. So I'll just get straight to it. What is the current opportunity in our social society? So the problem that I want to address with my product is currently social media doesn't offer a lot of opportunities or ways to generate revenue using the platforms that we post billions of pictures to every single day. So the solution that I've come up with is allowing users to make money by posting the same content that you post every single day, but essentially in a very unique and different manner. So here's the problem. On all of these current social media platforms, which I'm sure everybody may have one or two of, they are making billions of dollars off of content that you guys post absolutely for free, right? So my product is Post a Blur. And it's exactly kind of how it said. You're posting a blurred picture, and what you do essentially is you get users, everybody that follows you and connect with you to like, share, or donate to reveal your content. So this is kind of how it would go. You can choose from a photo or image, audio, video. You can blur the image, set a time, set a value, set likes. Then essentially you post it just as usual, and then for people to interact with it, the more they interact, the more you have the option to potentially make money from your post. So imagine this is Katy Perry. She's posting audio. She usually gets 4 million plays, but she can convert that into donations by you hearing the rest of the content. Same thing here with the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge with Mr. Bill Gates. I'm sorry. The reason why I posted this one is because it was the first video to do 20 million views in less than 8 hours. He has 77 billion bucks, and he could have donated $20 million per view. So here's a use case for a young lady who just got a new car, celebrities with their kids, brands, they can donate the money. You can see a trailer and they'll donate the money to a cause. So this is my base example. If I had 100,000 users on my platform donating $1 a day, it would be 36 million plus a year. And this is another example of how it would generate money. So we have this interaction advertising program. It's kind of like the Google program. And so, on Google, YouTube, they allow users to generate capital by how many views your video gets on YouTube. And so that's an affiliate type of program. But here I have an interaction-based type of program. And so essentially there's another form of generating capital, which is by sponsorship. So you're an active social media person and you're posting, and brands could actually sponsor you. And so the differentiator for my platform to any other platform is the money that you make on my platform, you can basically send us a request and we'll send you the money that you just was donated the same day. And I'll show you a quick demo. I'll open up the app. All right. Wait till it loads. I'll make this very, very quick. So basically, I'm gonna take a picture of you beautiful people. Say hey. Hey. Awesome. So as you can see, I have the blur feature, and I can make it large blur. I can set a reveal time, set it for a minute. I can also set an expiration time, set it for 2 minutes, a donation time for 5 minutes, $5, and a like limit of 10 likes. And go, do a description, test, and a smiley face. And it'll show you guys basically, the parameters, and then I post the blur. Post blurred, and it goes straight to the feed. Okay? And so I click on the picture, it'll tell me like or donate to reveal. And the moment I refresh this, the image comes clear. So every second of any interaction, the picture will slowly come into focus. And you can like it, you can dislike it, you can donate to it real quick. And to go back to the picture, 42 seconds. So essentially, it works just in this manner. And almost to a minute. And there it is. It's also gone. So that's it. Thank y'all.
questions, suggestions? Anyone?
Cool, thanks for the demo.
Thank you.
I was just trying to distinguish and understand a little bit better. Is this being like plugged into the other social media, correct? Or is this your own social platform?
It's his own platform.
Okay, cool. So it's not tied into, you can't post it to Facebook and have the same capabilities or?
No. You can post it to Facebook to share it to get users to come.
Back to your,
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay, thank you.
No problem.
Anybody else?
More questions?
Is this meant exclusively for celebrities and people who have lots of following? Because for someone like me who's not got too many friends, right? You know, I don't think Tracy over here is really gonna like my photo because it's blurred versus clear. So, talk me through your sales strategy if you're going out for like Kim Kardashian.
Well, so essentially, all of these people, celebrities and people like yourself, non-celebrities, y'all have different ways that you will be using the platform. So yourself, your friend may not like it or, essentially wait for you to post a blurred photo. But if it's something that's cool, something that's unique, you may have the opportunity for your friend to donate money to you or share the content in order for other people to like it. So they don't, your friend wouldn't necessarily have to like it or donate, but your friend can share it. And then your friend sharing it for other people to like it or donate, then the picture would itself reveal based off of that share.
I'd have to think through the business model a little bit, but in terms of feedback for the presentation, if you do a video for how it works, it might go a little bit smoother instead of having to do that kind of stuff. It'll free up your hands where you can engage the audience.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Curtis, hi. I think you should explain how somebody posted the taco video and millions of people viewed it and didn't get anything. That's how it would be used for regular people.
Yeah. So essentially, most regular people, we all post things every single day for free. So my option on my platform is simply giving users the option to make money off of their content. There's things that go viral every single day. The only difference between the things that's going viral and on their platform and on my platform, if it goes viral on my platform, you make money. On Facebook, YouTube, anything that goes viral, you're not making money. The platform is making more money because now there's more people going to the platform in order to engage with that content that's going viral. So Post a Blur is intentionally allowing everyone the opportunity to make money or share something in a new way. And also, the best way of saying it for celebrities, it's a way for them to post content and have you know about it later. So engagement now is forced engagement. So users and everybody would have to engage first in order to see the content versus just saying, oh, hey, did you see this picture? Go check it out.
I thank you. I see the opportunity potentially. So where is your piece? I see that you talk about everybody who posts making money and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But where's your piece?
So essentially, because we have multiple forms of revenue on the platform, we only take 10% of every dollar donated. So 10 cents out of every single dollar. So if 100,000 users are on the platform donating $1 a day, that's 36.5 million a year. Our company would take 3.65 million a year, just to keep the platform going and all that stuff. But that's just one area, one facet of it. The other area would be the sponsoring and the ad dollars. So those are two different other business models where the company and the platform would make money.
Great presentation. I actually like the live demo because it shows me that I think a video to streamline some of it would be great, but to show that the point that you've got it at, you built the technology is a big milestone. So good.
Thank you.
I think my feedback is it looks like you're trying to challenge two different points at the same time. One is, will people blur their photos and have an interest in their friends liking or doing some action to reveal it? So that's like the social dynamic of, will this be another Snapchat like, concept, right? And then the second thing you're trying to test simultaneously is, do people even want to make money or try to monetize that photo, which has a whole host of challenges around, payments and all that.
Right.
Something tells me that if you just took an existing channel that allowed you to post a blurry photo to Instagram, and then used Instagram's API to figure out how many likes, let's say, that photo got, and then, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever the platform may be, and then say, hey guys, here's a photo I posted. If 10 of you, 20 of you like it, you get to see the full thing. Something tells me that, people of all ages, regardless of the money factor, you can test to see if does that dynamic work. And then if it does and people are really into, hey, when I get 10, 20 likes, it reveals the photos, then I feel like you could then start sliding into monetization pieces and really know which audiences are the most prone to wanting to monetize it.
That's a very, very, very good point. I appreciate that. To kind of like answer and our reply, the reason why I made the monetization immediately is because a lot of people have a lot of issues or a lot of things that come up. So post the blur isn't intentionally, you post, it's blur, you make money, right? That's not what it is. It's, you have the option to post it blur, and you have the option to make money. So if you set a donation value to your content to be revealed, then you could potentially make that donation value. It's not to say you definitely will or anything. I think the other cool part about it is I have I can show you real quick. In the platform is they can see. So basically it's a DBA, a donated bank account. And essentially everything that you post, if you made money from it, you would be able to, see how much money you made, and you can send me a withdrawal request, and I can send you that money the same day that you made it. I think that's a new dynamic that allows users and motivate users to want to post on Post the Blur. Because right now, you're posting everything, it's absolutely free, and all of the platforms are making billions of dollars. The best question I can ask is, show of hands, who has gotten a check from Facebook? Exactly. Facebook is currently worth over $300 billion. And nobody in this room got a check. But we're on Facebook posting absolutely free. This is just an option. It's not the solution to everything, so to speak.
So I'm back here.
Okay.
So I have two concerns. One is, well, actually first, before I even do that, props on building an app, getting it out there, and having something that is tangible that people can do it. You rock it. It's amazing. Seriously. Now here come my concerns. So concern one, I already deal with a lot of people on Facebook that make posts that are very clickbaity and very, I want to drive conversation and do this, but it's really just like, I want someone to like my post or to comment on it and drive up that kind of stuff. My concern is that I wouldn't want to be on a social media that everybody is posting because they want people to get likes and comments and all these things so that they can make money off of it. The second concern I have is right now the blur feature seems very focused towards anyone. I guess it's more a comment, but I think that there's actually a lot of potential to look towards people that are kickstarting and crowdfunding things and trying to raise awareness for something, that are building up a following and could use that blur as a way to incentivize their followers and their community to either support them or to share about them. So if you could talk to the point of my concern, that would be great.
Okay. So the first concern is an awesome concern, and I know that usually when something comes out and it's absolutely a new idea, a new way of making money, just a whole different new dynamic of thinking in order to interact, it's somewhat challenging. But I can't repeat it enough. My platform intentionally is designed to be an option-based platform. You don't have to post a picture. It doesn't have to be blurred. You can also post audio. You can also post video. It doesn't have to have any of those elements attached to it. But you have the option to attach those elements in order to generate capital, in order to, you know, have someone like a photo. So right now, the best example I can give you is everybody in here posts these things. You would think because there's, I don't know, 300 million plus people on every one of these platforms that each one of us would get more likes. Each one of us would get more comments. It's 300 million plus people. But we don't really get that many likes or anything. It's really based on who you know. So my option of using poster blur, it forces people to engage first to understand who a person is, or to reveal the content that a user is posting. So yeah, so the second reply or concern about the causes, this will be perfect for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Two things happen with that ALS Ice Bucket Challenge that, in my mind, presented, you know, some issues. The first one is everybody, you know, essentially you pour ice water on your head and then you suggest it to other 3 people. And you were supposed to give $100. No one saw people giving $100. It was people posting on Vine, people posting on YouTube, people posting on Facebook. On Poster Blur, it's one forum. We see you posting the $100, and we see you connecting with the 3 people to suggest them to donate to the cause. So it's more of a assembly line, so to speak, of he did something and now I'm doing something, and we're all making and generating money for the cause. So the other thing that we put in it that is kind of cool is on Instagram right now, you double tap to like photos. Well, on Poster Blur, you double tap to donate. So just an option.
Quick question, is your company named Cavalio or is it Poster Blur?
It's named Cavalio.
Cavalio.
Yes, but my first product is Poster Blur.
Thank you all. This is about the last question. And what can the community do for you, sir?
Okay, so that's an amazing question. So essentially, I'm going to be releasing the app on iOS very, very shortly. But at the moment, I'm open to all reviews, suggestions. If y'all want to talk to me after this, email me. Anything that you guys have as a suggestion or business model improvement that currently works in today's society, I'm open for all of those things. Yeah.
Another round of applause for Cavalio.
All right, well that wraps up our program for today. We encourage you to just stay, network, grab more coffee, meet some new people, and then we will be here next Wednesday at 9 to 10 a.m. Just a big thank you to the deck for always being a gracious and awesome host and venue. So big round of applause for the Dallas Entrepreneur Center. All right, well thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.